Okay. Okay. Hi. I'm waiting for Facebook to do its thing. I don't know if it's even recording. It's trying. It's trying to record. Oh, there we go. Hooray. Okay. Now I look frozen. Uh-oh. There we are. Hey. Hi, sweetie. My dog is 15 today. Coda. All right. I think there's a little trouble. There we go. We can finally see it. Do you want to say hello to people? Do you? No, I don't think so. She's too old. Hey, welcome, Elaine Marolakos Edelson with Astrology Mojo and Transformational Astrology. I'm going to see if I can get her to come and say hello. You want to say hello? Come on, baby. Come here. Okay. Look, folks. This is Coda. And Coda is 15 today. Happy birthday to Coda. Yay! She's 15. Little Virgo. All right. She's looking for treats, and I don't have any. Okay. There it is. That was it. Hi, Ellen. So, and Elizabeth is here. And, well, I'm excited. I really am, because we're plowing ahead with this 4-part series. But first, let me know who's here. Say hello. If you're new to me, you may not know that I say that the planets in astrology don't make you do anything. No. That we live in a cooperation with the cosmos. So that when the planets make a move, you feel it. And when you make a move, it's reflected by way of aspects and angles in astrology. And when I say that astrology merely tells you what time it means, is it time for career or finances or time for health or relationships? Is it time to engage your passion? That's all we're looking at. So in this 4-part series that we are now on part 2, we are looking at, hi Megan, we are looking at Neptune, transiting Neptune, squaring Jupiter. And this particular angle has been with us all year in different intensities. So because things don't start or stop on a dime, you know, in the universe, sometimes we're just doing our thing every day and we don't notice. We just don't pay attention. We don't know that these things are happening, but we notice what is happening. Like, hey, I can't seem to get ahead in my career. Or, I wish this financial thing would resolve itself. Or, oh my gosh, you know, now I got to take care of my elderly parents and I don't know if I can do it by myself. So, you know, there's so many things that are happening, but what it looks like is now, if you're looking at your chart and you would see where Neptune is, and Neptune looks like a little pitchfork, and it represents spirituality. So let me back up just a second. So what we're basically doing today, and today is Thursday, September 12, 2019, and a lot of this information is evergreen. So even though it's specific, some parts are specific to this day, the rest isn't. So I want you to listen up very carefully. When I talk about these topics, it's to help you grow and to transform and to really develop into your spiritual self, the person that you came here to be, and to do it in a practical way or in practical ways, you know, as the case may be. So first of all, pass along to your friends and family and anyone you think who might benefit that I am here on Monday, Thursday, and Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific and 6 p.m. GMT. And also that this particular square in astrology, squares represent conflict or something that's uncomfortable. And the exact squares, this is the 3rd pass now coming up on September 21st, and then it'll fade a little bit. But the first one happened in January 2019. The second one happened in June 2019. And now the third one's happening, and we're already in the energy of it. So, hey, Shada is here as well. And Ellen says, Pisces sun, Scorpio rising, Leo moon. I too am a Leo moon. Isn't that exciting? Mm-hmm. We're so dramatic sometimes. Do you cry at corn chip commercials? I do. Okay. So the epicenter of an exact angle in astrology represents the intensity of. So this square is coming up on an exact number. I don't want to get too technical. Anyway, so this requires a little bit of definition. A few days ago, you can go back and look on my YouTube channel. I'll be uploading that soon, but we talked about the fire signs, sun, rising, and moon. That would be Aries, Sag, and Leo, sun, rising, and moon, and how this square affects the fire signs. We're talking about the elements and segmenting them so that you understand what is transpiring based on your element, earth, fire, air, water. And so today we're talking about earth. That would require Capricorn to listen up. Capricorn, sun, rising, moon. Taurus, sun, rising, moon. Who's left? Virgo, sun, rising, moon. Okay, so, pretty much it's a huge population. And just a few definitions now. So Neptune represents your karma and unfinished business on earth, basically. What was the spiritual promise before you got here now becomes the earthly illusion because you can't always see, what is it? What do I need to do? How does it need to happen? And, Jupiter, I would say that Jupiter is okay, remember the planets aren't doing it to you, but the part of you that is ready to move forward, to go the distance, to engage anything dealing with publishing, the law, travel, or cultural affairs, or higher education, spiritual development as well. And that also includes Neptune. So this is a very karmic event. And when the Jupiter aspect of you comes out, it's like saying, I want to be a little bit more scientific about how I approach business, or I'm ready to travel and give it all up to the wind and, explore and have an adventure. So it depends on who you are, really, and what your focus is and what your own karma is. And remember, karma is not good or bad. But currently it's like intellectual pursuits are stalled because before you can get going on that thing, this thing needs to be resolved a little bit more. So that's dealing with the unfinished business. So the way I set it up is looking at the earth signs today, and I'll be back talking about the next element. And so Taurus, it's like saying before you can get going with your 8th house information, we need to resolve house 11. So because this square, and I will show you what it looks like, this square, okay, you see the red boxes between what looks like the number 4 in green, that's the Jupiter in Sagittarius, that's a natural placement, is squaring Neptune in Pisces, natural placement, and both are mutable. So it's very transient energy. It's very gotta go, gotta move, gotta change, gotta do it. And also squaring Mars and the Sun. So this energy is almost saying that you're ready to go beyond a difficulty or an issue that you've been circling the drain over, but you may not be aware of it. Maybe you have a health issue and you're thinking, yeah, it's just this ache. I get it every winter or whatever, But now you want to become an Olympic athlete. Now this ache is really going to get in the way. I have a client who just did a Tough Mudder. And man, it's like dragging yourself through the mud. It's like Olympic athlete stuff. And I find it awe-inspiring. It's not something I would be doing in this lifetime. But more power to you. right? So when we're looking at this square, it's what's been bothering you? Where's the stopgap? Where can't you get beyond? What's stopping you? And so now, who else is here? Come say hello to me before we get going. Megan. Little sip of the galaxy. Isn't that so cool? Whee! I got to look at my notes now. Okay. So what else? Oh, and this is about karmic growth. That this is why you've come. So if you're hanging out and you get that urge to do something different and you're just not going forward with it, this is when that urge becomes frustration, or when that urge becomes that distance from what you're doing, where you are, your mind not in the present moment, and you get scattered and you get impatient and you just want to get up and go and see the results. But it's stalled right now, right? For a lot of people. Say, hey, Kathy's here. Hi, Kate. Kate is a Virgo. Big time Virgo. Hey, Lindsay's here. Hope the book thing went well. And Lindsay's a Taurus, so earth signs. Listen up, Earth, Sun, Rising, Moon. That would include, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Jupiter square Neptune, jazz hands, and how it can help you resolve an issue so that you can move forward. All right? So let's just get right into it. All right, we're going to start with Taurus, and I'm looking at the houses first. And remember, this is not, if you were born with Jupiter in the third house, and right now it's transiting the seventh house, we're looking at the transits between Neptune and Jupiter. That's what we're looking at, not your natural placement of these planets. So Taurus rising, Taurus moon. Okay, you know what gets boosted? Your joint ventures, working side by sound time, big clients, spiritual development. All this really gets going. Situations may be presenting themselves to you right now. And you're saying, wow, out of the blue, I just heard yesterday from a client who said, out of the blue. Okay. Anytime you're thinking out of the blue, it means that your unconscious self is becoming conscious. Okay. And so what you're thinking of, you're starting to attract to you. Does that make sense? Good. Hey, Samuel's here as well. And Sage, howdy doody. So, Taurus rising, Taurus moon. When you are able to hone in on your exact clientele, your target market, the reason for your beingness, when you want to express yourself, speak, perform, share. This can deal with friends, associates, associations, clubs, memberships. This is also about your dreams coming true. I think it's harder when a Taurus rising, Taurus moon wants to, be part of that community, but can't seem to find the right audience. They keep thinking, oh, let's try that group. Maybe it's that group. Maybe it's that group. Let's approach this. And this is just coming to me now because I am a Taurus. My husband's a Taurus rising, and we're looking at marketing to a new audience. Hang on. I'm getting something. And that we need to set up and establish very clear boundaries, not just with people, but yes, with people, what we allow. And this is for any Taurus sun, rising, or moon, what you allow, what you want to encourage. So let's say, for example, you are a performer and you're a stand-up comic or you're a musician and you want to be able to expand your clientele, get larger gigs or create a fan base. You might be in an audience or in an area or in a club that, they're talking, they're having dessert, they're drinking, they're not really listening to you. They might applaud and say, yeah, you're really great, but then falls flat. So the boundary needs to begin on the inside and say, I am done with those gigs. I am done with those places. I am done with that promoter or that agent. Okay, makes sense? So that when you have that strong boundary that's in place, when you start to know who your audience is and how you want to serve them, then what gets boosted are joint ventures. So when you start to pay attention to what gives you the most joy in life, Taurus, Sun, Rising, and Moon, then it's like a spiritual inheritance comes your way and says, finally, you showed up, Taurus, Sun, Rising, and Moon. You've been giving, but, without boundaries intact. Does that make sense? We want to make sure those boundaries are intact. So when you start to share with a collaborator, or perhaps it's dealing with insurance, or maybe it's about an inheritance or estate planning, or maybe you're getting ready to open up sensually, spiritually, and really share more of who you are. I, as a Taurus, have been doing Arcturian code healing for the past 2 days. Today will be the 3rd day. And I specifically asked the universe, please bring me a vehicle. And of course, it being the Virgo lineup, it was a very specific vehicle with very specific parameters. And from it, I've already gained so much more connection to, I'm already a spiritual person and I already have a practice, but now I'm ready to go to the next level. So Taurus, Taurus rising, Taurus moon, create those boundaries, make space on your desk, in your calendar, in your mind, in your body, and you'll be ready. Hooray. Okay, Virgo, sun, rising, or moon. Now, excuse me, all right. Let's see what we're looking at. Houses 4 and 7. So before you can build, buy, sell, regrow, remodel, and it has to do with your 4 walls, yes, but your identity as well, because you're going to the next level, but that's been stalled, or the buying and selling of property and or vacation property and or resolution with the maternal parent, or an issue and a situation happening in the home. Before that can grow and expand, you need to resolve and reconcile grief. And grief with partners about what you put aside for them. What you said, I'll get to it later because of them. And it can actually mean that a spouse or a client or a business partner has passed away. And now you need to resolve that grief and really get to the core, or perhaps you divorced, or you're contemplating divorce, or you put aside divorce for the sake of the family or the children, because we're talking about house 4. So I had a client whose husband passed away, and it's taken many years, of course, right? When you care that much and that deeply, and left with 4 kids. And that's not easy. And then I know someone else, no kids, but got divorced, and wondering, okay, I don't want to go around the same block with the same kind of people. So then what has to change is your identity on the inside. What are you willing to commit to right now? If you know that you put something aside for the sake of the family, and maybe the kids are grown now, and you can explore. You can, do those things that you really want to do, because Jupiter is gathering up energy to help you remodel. And it can be an inner remodel, okay? It can be something that goes on the inside. Do we have any Virgos here, or Virgo rising sign? Oh, Kate's a Virgo. Any other Virgo or Virgo risings here? Will I take a sip? If you're just joining us, we're talking about Jupiter, transiting Jupiter, squaring Neptune, and the implications of how you're ready to resolve some unfinished karmic business so that you can move forward and expand into pure conscious love in whatever way, shape, or form, but I'm doing it by elements in astrology. So we're talking about Taurus, we're talking about Virgo, and Capricorn today. Okay, so new comments. So Kathy says, I'm a Virgo. So, okay, so this will expand. So in looking at, this will help you to expand. In looking at what you have as far as family is concerned. And that can mean, it might mean, you've raised the kids and now maybe you got divorced, maybe you have a great time with your spouse, maybe you're a single person, but now what's next for you identity-wise is I want you to be very specific about the patterns that the feminine parent had while you were growing up that stopped you from being you. What stopped you from being you? So I want you to examine that and make a list if it's more than one. And the very next time you emulate that behavior, this is going to take some awareness. A little practice of meditation is going to help you get really clear on this so that the very next time you emulate this behavior, you need to take in a deep breath, have an aha moment. I could have had a V8 and think, I want to do it differently now so that you're not unconsciously repeating the pattern. And if you already know, I'm just like my mom, she put family first and now I'm, 50, 60, 70 and now there's grandkids and I love the grandkids, but I still don't know what I want. If it's that kind of energy, it's time for you to get, and you could have had a brilliant career. I'm not saying you're just home knitting. But you could, Virgo rising, Virgo moon. The way you are in partnerships either has a limitation on you brought on by your magnetism. It's not anybody else's fault. It's not the partnership's fault. It's who do you want to be now? And how do you want to be? And are you willing to set that boundary? And are you willing to say, hey, that's not okay? Are you willing to say to yourself, oh my gosh, I need to stop grieving what I never became. I need to stop grieving the things I didn't do. I need to stop and then create that, not a bucket list, but a life list. Okay? Because then when you start to let go of the grief, of the regret or what you didn't do or why you didn't do it and the worry and the I'm not good enough or I need to learn more, I need a degree, we just let go of all that BS. And what happens is you will expand exponentially. It's very exciting. So I want you to, does that make sense? Just let me know if it doesn't make sense. I'm going to move on to Capricorn in a second, take a sip of the universe. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. And when we're looking at any aspect or any angle in astrology, it's helpful to remember that the planets only represent who you are at any given point of the day or the moment. Right? Tells you what time it is. Okay, so the two Virgos chimed in. Yes, making sense. All right, so, and an easy way to do this too, Virgo, just like Taurus needs to establish their boundaries, who they won't work for or with anymore, what's not okay in their clientele base, and start to develop new programs or a new way of being with the group. Go out, join some groups, Taurus rising, Taurus moon. Join some, memberships, just do a support group, a knitting club, a book club. Start your own and just start feeling out and saying, without the negative judgment, but, I could do that, or that's fun, or it's only once a month. I can go. It's an hour away, but it's worth it. I can have dinner. I could, So whatever it is that you're doing, Taurus rising, Taurus moon, I want you to also consider that Virgo is in the same, and so is Capricorn, the same kind of energy pattern, earth signs, even though each earth sign expresses differently. Taurus is guided by Venus. So, we got to feel comfortable. I'm not comfortable as like my motto. On any given moment, I could have so many aches or pains, or just go, ow, my hair, it's pulling, ow. My husband will look at me and go, I don't get it. you are feeling everything. I'm like the princess and the pea. So Virgo is guided by Mercury. So there's a lot of intellectual stimulation that's necessary. Not for Taurus, but yes, for Virgo. And then now Capricorn. Who's a Capricorn in the house? Oh, Samuel is a Virgo moon. Thank you. You're welcome. And Joyce is a Scorpio. Welcome all. Okay, so now Capricorn. Who do we have a Capricorn in the house? Well, I'm a Cap rising. Who do we have? Come say hello to me. Okay. This Jupiter square Neptune hits you a little bit harder. Because it has to do with inner communication and really working out the kinks to the burden, to the wound. So Cap rising, Cap moon, you might actually be, it deals with houses 12 and 3. So, let's put it this way. If you're healing an illness or you're opening up to a dogma or a religious point of view that you had and you thought you let it go, but yet it's limiting you and anchoring you in a place where your communication is unclear, or what you're actually saying is one thing, but you're acting another way and you're not aware of it. So it's like saying that you heal and you connect with pure conscious love and divinity in big ways, untold, unnamed, can't even put a word on it. When you connect, when you initiate and commit to your verbiage, your thought process. Okay? So let me just check in. Elizabeth, Cap Moon. Vicky, Cap Sun. Kate, Cap Moon. So you've got a dual focus here. So let's put it this way. It might be saying that you might be someone who has, and remember, it's not where Neptune or Jupiter is in your chart, it's where it's transiting right now. And right now it's transiting in the 12th and the 3rd houses. Depends on and I'm looking at the general chart, but it also depends on your specific birth time. But in general, this will apply across the board. That your ability, Cap rising, Cap moon, to go the distance, to really be not just pious, but dedicated and committed to the cause. You work so hard at working so hard. And I'm in that club, okay? So sometimes you forget that the communication going on in the heart and in the mind is incongruent. It's incongruent. So we want to align body, mind, spirit in as many moments as possible. And because I also have, the Taurus and the Capricorn combo, I'm using my spiritual inheritance to meditate more, which would help you in a 12th house position. Absolutely. 3rd house is, I know what I know, and it's what I know, and I know more. But not from an egotistical point of view. It's just, I just know this. Okay, you can know something, but are you expressing it? Are you sharing it? Have you created a business around it? Or are you writing about it? Are you creating products with it? What are you doing with it? That's the question. What are you doing with this information that you have? And with Capricorn energy, the 12th house is really a place of solitary confinement. And it's like saying, it feels familiar to you because you want to be alone. You just want to be left alone. You want to go out, you want to have fun, but then you just, do I have to wear a dress and high heels and put on makeup? Do I have to wear a tie? Do I have to, sign the business deal? Allowing flow to come your way will help alignment. Okay? Does that make sense? Because you stop the flow. You want to be needed, so then you become the person who takes care of other people. Now, I found a venue to do that. So I take care of people. This is the venue where I serve. I don't charge for Facebook Lives or these shows, but then I am compensated by the universe through people when I charge for my work in a private session. So this is the communication that I have been given for years. It's like, don't just give it away because you're going to be depleted. So Cap rising, Cap moon. Being in control is an illusion, right? We know that. But being in charge of how you disperse the information, where you disperse the information, to whom you disperse the information, and the joy that it brings you is where we need to go. All right. So we are creating products. We are writing. We have compendiums of healing herbs all over I've got tinctures. I've got flower essences. I have crystals. You know, it's like, oh, what else can I do? What else can I be part of? So Capricorn, the healing takes place on a body, mind, soul level alignment when you are congruent with your communication. And communication starts on the inside. It's the chatter that you put aside when you say, I'm not enough, or somebody else is doing it, or I'm too tired. It's like, okay, but are you doing it for you? And when you share, do you just give and then you shut the door and say, yeah, I don't need to get anything back? That's the question. Is this helping you? Let me know that you're here. We're talking about Jupiter square. Oh, Elizabeth says, LOL, so true. So we're talking about Jupiter square Neptune transiting in the heavens right now. And I'm coming back on Saturday and we're going to get the next element into place. So in the meantime, so just to wrap it up, Capricorn, Cap rising, Cap moon, I would highly recommend that you start journaling and that you start writing, and that we call them in the writer's world morning pages, and ask anyone that you know or strangers in a cafe for 5 random words that are unassociated. They give you these words. These are morning pages. They get the juices flowing. It could be anything. So Capricorn, Capricorn rising, sun and moon. I'm going to give you 5 words right now. And here's your exercise. You're going to take these 5 words and you're going to write. You're going to set a timer. You're going to cup of something yummy to drink, like a little sip of the galaxy. And you're going to set the timer for 9 minutes and you're going to write. And you're going to incorporate those words into what you write. Doesn't matter what you say. Doesn't matter at the end of the 9 minutes if you're done. This was a writing exercise given to me by Laura Munson at the Haven Writing Retreat, and it's fabulous. And here are your 5 words. Paperclip, microphone, clouds, or cloud, or cloudy, I'll give you that. Turmeric, pillows. Okay? Take those words, paperclip, cloud, cloudy, clouds. I forgot what I said. Turmeric. I forgot. You listened, you knew, right? Pillows. And put them into a writing exercise. Let it flow. Unblock those little parts of you that say, I'm not committed. I can't finish this. I don't know what to do. Yes, you do. I just told you what to do. And you're going to do it. And I want you to come back on Saturday and let me know what was that like for you, because it's going to open up the channel. And let me tell you, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, even though you are grounded in Capricorn, you are grounded in ways untold because you're guided by Saturn. You want to, all you earth signs, all us earth signs, it's time to really open to the flow and to feel safe as we go, one step at a time. All right. Solidarity, Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus, sun, rising, and moon. I am going to post. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me some love. Share the love. And when you do, you'll have a chance to click a little bell, and it will notify you every time that I upload something. And if you don't have your birth chart and you would like it, then you can also click on that link that I just posted, and you'll be able to see where Jupiter is. And actually, you'll be able to just look for Saturn, and wherever Saturn is, that's the house that we're looking at, and also Pisces. 2 immutable signs, that's what we're working with. I will be back on Saturday to talk about the next element. I'm so excited. These things go so fast. I hope this was great for everyone. Please let me know in the comment section. Does this make sense? Is it beneficial? Does this help you? Are you ready to do those exercises, Capricorn? Are you ready to meditate, Taurus, and set those boundaries, Virgo? Are you ready to really claim your identity and take back your power and say no to people who are bullies, or move that grief aside by paying attention to you? Are you ready? I hope so. Make sense? I'm just going to take a sip, and then we'll be on our way. All right. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being sparkly. As always, I wish you peace, and I will see you on Saturday.